Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's talk about KULR Technology here. We got earnings coming on the 27th. Number one. Number two, we have not had a PR from them, any significant PR, since that big run. We know we're going to get another one in the future. And another thing is, Trump is kind of just going all over the place. I don't know if you guys have been keeping track, but you should be following Trump because he's what's moving the markets up and down. But no, literally, he said, yeah, we're going to slap on more tariffs for Canada, and then he takes it back, and then he's like, actually, no, we're still going to do that, but not as much. Not 100%, but actually 25%, but actually could go beyond 25%. Like, he's just going back and forth right now. So expect the market to, I don't know what the market's going to do, quite frankly. But I would expect it to just do exactly the same thing. It's just going to go back and forth. Because people don't like uncertainty. So for the time being, a dollar, we're almost there. I mean, if it bounces from here, I doubt it, though. Like, today, this is... The lowest it came to here was, yeah, dollar has to hold. This is the biggest level here, at $1. Even on the weekly, that's a big level. At best, we touch a dollar, then bounce. That's the 200 weighted moving average on the weekly, which I usually don't use. I always use the daily, but on the weekly, I mean, it's right at it. It's like almost there. So it's looking like we might gravitate towards it, and then if everything goes great, we should bounce off of it because the weekly is much stronger. Like, yeah, that $1, look at this. This is where $1 is going to be big. That's a big level right there. It acts as support and also acted as resistance in the past. Interesting. It's going to be interesting. Probably this week and next week going to be interesting for KULR. I have not added. Again, I'm going to wait to see if it comes down to $1, possibly 97 cents, because of that weekly weighted moving average. That tends to act as support. And let me see. Yeah, I don't know what to expect for earnings either. Let me check TradingView real quick. But yeah, right now the Trump administration is getting called out on their BS. So it's been fun watching everyone being like, yeah, so everyone's getting screwed by these tariffs. So why do you keep doing it? I don't feel anything yet. I mean, my macaroni and cheese is still, it's still cheap as far as I'm concerned. 31 eating mac and cheese. Look, it's just too cheesy not to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna eat my lentils and rice. But no, seriously, let's look at the revenues here. Let's see what we could expect potentially for the 27th. Let's start with the annual. They keep growing year over year. 2.41 in 2021, 3.99 million in 2022, damn, that was a big jump. They jumped from 4 to, damn, really? They jumped that much? They jumped 146%. They jumped from let's round it up. They jumped from 4 million in total revenue to 9 million. Or let's round it up to 10. So they jumped up quite a bit. So let me see. Let me look at the quarterly and see what they've been. So we got Q4 2024 report. 3, 4, oh, no. This is going to be a weaker year then. Maybe. Let me just check. Make sure I'm not crazy. 2.43, 3.19. So this is gonna be. It's gonna be interesting how they. Okay. So I'm doing some quick math in my head here and rounding up, of course. So 1, 3. That's 4 point. Let's just say 4.1, 7.3. Really? 7.3. 7.3. They would have to get minimum 2.5 million this next Q to report at least 10 million plus. So this year might be like a stagnant year, if anything. If anything. That depends. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. What I'm trying to say is it's not looking too good here on the quarterly, because Q1 2024 versus Q1 2023, 1.76, 1.75. So there was no increase in total revenue comparing year over year, comparing one quarter to the next one. And there was actually a decrease here from 2.7 to 2.43. And then, let's see, here there was an increase by 3.04, 3.19. So they better, like, unless they're going to hit it out of the park here on Q4, then we might get some bad earnings, is what I'm trying to say. And it would be a pretty flat year. That would mean we didn't really grow from 2023 to FY 2024. I'm going to assume here because that's what TradingView is showing me. I don't know how accurate TradingView is, but it seems to be accurate. Let me check. Let me check this here. What do they have to say here? Yeah, I was expecting more. I was expecting like more growth, but instead we're getting a pretty much. We just. It was just a flat year. I think I might have to do a little more research and figure out. Is there other contracts that I'm not taking into account here? I probably am. I'm probably missing a figure here somewhere. Because this doesn't seem right, but. Let me see, KULR stock. This is why I have not added big. Like, I added 50K into Riot stock at 8.40. Because when Bitcoin gets cheap, the Bitcoin mining stocks get cheap, real cheap. Like, they go from like 20 to like under $10. Or Mara stock goes from 30 to like $10. So there's like, it's going to be the easiest money ever. That's why I went heavy on that one. But KULR stock, I don't even have anywhere near 5K. Like I'm kind of a little skeptical now after seeing those numbers and doing a quick math. I feel like I might be missing something, but if I'm not, then let me see. Okay, so they're buying a lot of Bitcoin, but they bought it what at the top? They bought at the top. Yeah, I'm going to be a little more careful here. This is why I didn't go heavy. I knew this was going to be a little riskier, which is why I would never, like, I know, now you know why I'm not going heavy 50, yeah. You're not going to see me alert 50K on KULR stock. That's why I only went in with a couple K. Because I can afford to lose all 3K and it's not a big deal. I'll make that back on the Bitcoin mining stocks. Because Bitcoin always goes back up. But you know how people are. They get scared for no reason other than, oh no, it's selling off. I don't understand why things don't just go straight up. So the loss would be meaningless. Let's see. Company driving innovation for U.S. Army. It's not looking good, guys. Let me check the previous earnings here. Well, here, what, really? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. What's the earnings? Okay, so this earnings, the stock didn't really even move. Where's the other earnings? Let's look at the past earnings. Here it didn't really, this gap down here, nothing really happened. So it looks to me like, yeah, it looks like earnings, this thing has a history of kind of either it doesn't really move much on earnings or it just gaps down. so it's not looking good is what I'm trying to say. Like it literally gaps down. Every earnings I'm showing you right now, it's followed by a big red candle or a huge gap down. So, yeah. Huh. It's going to be an interesting, yeah. 27th is I'm not gonna add any more then. I think this is. I'm glad I did some more. Looked a little deeper into it. I'm not gonna add any more. And when I did add this, I figured, you know what? If I lose, I'm only gonna lose like 3K. That's assuming I literally. That's assuming it goes to 0. And I'm okay with that. Right now, I'm heavy in on Riot stock. So every dollar that one moves above 840, I make $6,000. So like it's no big deal. This is just something you have to take into account. Like when this is why you don't go heavy on something. Like you got to recognize, hey, this is a little riskier. Let's not go all in with like 30 to 50K. Maybe just a couple K. And if it runs 100%, cool. I make a couple K in gains. Someone in my Discord recently got really upset because because a stock didn't, go kaboom, and instead it's doing the opposite, and they're down like 50% plus on the stock, and they only have a 5K account, so they're down pretty much most of their account, and essentially they've blown up their account. And I told them, yeah, your account is dead. Like, and then they got mad at me, and I'm like, well, this is not my fault. You click buy and you click sell. You're the one who does the clicking of the buys and sells. So I don't. I just tell you, hey, this is, it's a risky play. If it works out, you make quite a bit of money. If it doesn't, you blow up. You took that risk. That's the risk that you took, and it didn't work out. That's gonna happen. And if that person wasn't so greedy, they would only have gone in maybe with a fifth of their 5K account, so 1K, and they would only be down $500, and they could take the loss and still have 4.5K to trade with. But that's just greed, and that's just stupid to blame me and point fingers at me. Take responsibility for your actions, and you're the one ultimately who has to do your due diligence, who has to click buy and click sell. And I'm just saying that now because I've never seen someone get so upset. they were actually angry. I'm like, what do you want me to say to you? You want me to lie to you and tell you, oh yeah, it's going to come back up for you? No. You have a small account and you want to grow fast. You got to take these bigger risks. And if it doesn't work out, expect to blow up. Like, what do you want me to say to you? So don't go all in is the point. Way too many people I've met who went all in on Rigetti or KULR stock at the top here, and they either took the big loss or they just averaged down at that point. It depends on the person. So you're seeing me right now. What you're seeing me do right now is I'm telling you exactly what's my thought process. I'm literally looking at this and thinking, man, this does not look good. I'm glad I only went in with 3K and not 50K. Imagine if I had put 3K into Riot stock and only 50K and 50K on KULR. I'd it doesn't matter if Riot stock doubles from 840, which it can. It goes to a high of 14, 15. Always goes to 15, maybe sometimes even 20 or 18. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had done the opposite, I'd be screwed. Because it doesn't matter if this doubles. Yeah, I turn 3K into 6K, but I'm about to take like a 30K loss on KULR stock if I had done the opposite. So some of you need to learn, not all of you, some of you are smarter than others. Some of you need to learn like when to recognize like what's risky versus what's so risky that you should just go in with a lot less money, and what's a good play with a lot less risk that has a history of recovery, and that's when you go heavy on that one. And that way, hey, I lose the 3K on KULR, but guess what? I'm going to make hand over fist money every dollar that this goes above 840. So that's just a good old-fashioned risk management. And that's why I tell people, don't just focus on one stock. Focus on 2 or 3. Don't focus on 20. I've met people who have they have like a portfolio of like 50 stocks, and I'm like, bro, you have no confidence. You're so scared of the markets that you have to have 50 stocks, and just pick 2, 3, maybe even 5 at most. Because I can't imagine you're keeping track of 50 stocks, earnings, and everything that happens with each one, and every single PR every day. That's a lot of work. So. And that's why I said focus on a few stocks and know where to allocate, how to allocate your funds based on risk to reward. So if I had done the opposite and gone heavy into KULR stock, I'd be screwed. And so I'm just letting you know my thought process. If I had done the opposite, I would have just told you, yeah, guys, I'm just fucked. Guys, I went 50K with KULR at $2, and now I'm down 25K. Oh, by the way, I just put 3K into Riot, and I'm going to make, I'll make 3K on that, but it doesn't mean anything. I'm taking such a big loss on the riskier stock, and I should have done the opposite. But thankfully, hopefully you walk away learning something. There's a lot of people that make that mistake of going heavy on the riskier stock. Don't do that, all right? And that's why I haven't added any or alerted any, because I'm like, let's just see. Let's wait till earnings at this point. Because we saw NVIDIA have good earnings, and Riot stock, Mara stock, there's a bunch of stocks that had good earnings. HIMS had good earnings. And they all dropped anyways. So, who's to say Color could have good earnings and still drop anyways? And I just showed you. It looks like this one every time it has earnings, it just drops lower anyways. It just drops lower. It just every single earnings here, big red candle to follow. Like it just doesn't. It either goes down or it just doesn't go anywhere. So I wouldn't bank on earnings being positive. Even more so with, Trump going back and forth, saying, "Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that," and 1,000%, 20,000% tariffs, or whatever the case may be. I'm just giving it to you straight. So hopefully some of you learned something about risk management more than anything. Sometimes risk management is about, hey, there's two stocks. I think they're both good opportunities. I'm going to go heavy on the one that is less risky and just a little bit less, like a lot less, 90% into Riot and 10% into Color. So even if Color doesn't work out, guess what? You still make back the loss and then some. That's kind of how you have to think of it. I've noticed too many people just focus on one. They're just so focused on Color stock, and they go in heavy, like 30 to 80K or 300K. One girl put 300K into Rigetti stock, and she lost 150K because it dropped 50% because of the NVIDIA CEO opened his big mouth. So it's just a lot of you have to learn, like, it's okay to just make a couple grand. Stop being so desperate to make so much so fast that you destroy yourself. Thankfully, that's out of my system, because if I still had that mindset of I would need to make a lot of money fast, then I probably would have gone heavy into Color. And I would have gone heavy into Color at $5 at the top. But where am I buying Color and Riot stock? I'm buying them like literally as 50% discount from highs, or Color stock in this case, like 80% discount from highs. That's how you have to think of it. You will not believe how many people, and I guess this is a lesson video more than anything, but you will not believe how many people don't think of it that way. They don't think of it as a discount. They think of it as like, oh my God, it just keeps going down. I don't understand. I'm not buying that. It's going to go to zero. Their mindset isn't, oh, what a huge discount. But you still have to recognize, like, yeah, this is still risky, right? It's a penny stock for a reason. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's it. I just want to stop there. It wasn't supposed to be this long of a video, but it's there's just a lot of people that are upset, unhappy, because things aren't going the way they're supposed to in their mind. In their mind, Trump pump, we're going to go to the moon, right? But instead, it's the opposite. We just, every time he opens his mouth, we drop lower. Either way, because earnings is coming up, I'm just not going to add. I'm just going to wait to see what happens with that, because they're going to communicate, I'm sure, some important things for Q1 2025 and beyond. At least I hope so. At least I hope they communicate and give us an idea as to what's going to happen, what they have planned for the following year, in the next couple of quarters, and so on and so forth. So there you go. Just got a little look into my mindset, thought process. How I allocate my funds. Like, I'll go heavy into this because I trust this. This is a lot less risk, versus Color stock, which is a lot more risk, despite buying it at like a fifth of the price compared to highs. And I know some of you could be like, Riot stock is little risk. Yeah, you see Bitcoin. Let me just show you Bitcoin before I go. Ready? Because I know Color stock's buying Bitcoin for a reason. Here's why. You want to know why Color stock before you go? You want to know why Color stock buys Bitcoin? You want to see something fun? Let's go to that quarterly chart, because most people don't look at the quarterly. What do you see? Oops, I just moved that. Whatever. What do you see? This is the quarterly chart on Bitcoin. What do you see? It just keeps going. Let's look at the yearly. What does it keep doing? It just keeps going up over the long term. Any red pullback on any red year that Bitcoin has been nothing more than a huge opportunity. Remember when it dropped to 15K and everyone was scared and doom and gloom? Guess what? That was nothing more than an opportunity. Right now it's dropped from highs of 109 to lows of we're at 83,000. This is nothing more than opportunity. But people don't see that as a discount. They see it as it's the end of the world. So now you know why the smarter ones, the smarter players are buying. And hopefully you're a smarter player. So yeah, it's no surprise that they're buying Bitcoin. But didn't they buy it at a higher price? I don't know if they're, I don't remember. I'd have to check to see if do they even disclose at what price they bought in? I'd have to check that. But I don't want this video to be longer than it already is. It's already like at 20. So anyways, the point is Bitcoin keeps going higher over the long term. And any red ear is nothing more than opportunity. So, and if it just keeps going up year after year after year after year, if it's in a permanent bull run on the yearly, then it's hard to lose, right? Because it just keeps going up. So why not just buy the ETFs that follow Bitcoin? Why not just buy anything that that its movement is based off of Bitcoin's movement? You get what I'm saying? So Riot stock, Mara stock, the Bitcoin miners, they're a lot less risk compared to KULR, because KULR isn't a pure mining stock. It's got a lot going for it, and I know a lot of people believe in it, but right now, let's wait till after earnings to get a clear picture of what's the game plan for for the next couple of quarters more than anything. And yeah, those financials that I just looked at, not looking good unless they have a huge beat or something. Unless they get like 3 to 6 million this final quarter, then we might just get a nice big red candle to the downside, and that would suck because that would send it under 90 cents probably at this point. And yeah, I agree with you. Some of you have been saying, yeah, Trump kind of just causing everything to fall. That's true, but if it has bad earnings and they announce, let's just wait till earnings. Let's wait till earnings. I won't continue. Let's just wait till earnings. I'm not going to add in any more until earnings. Like, I didn't add NVIDIA until after earnings. I did not add Riot or Mars stock until after earnings. And a lot of these stocks had good earnings and still dropped anyway. So take advantage of the opportunities being offered here. Do not squander this opportunity. And please do not go heavy on just KULR stock. I get it. You love KULR stock. That's what you're here for. But, don't be so in love with the stock that you go all in on this one and miss opportunities elsewhere in the market. Because right now, a lot of good companies are at cheap prices. And that's where the real money's made.